Alright, it's Daytona Day. The race should start in a couple hours. In the meantime, I'm going to continue working on that patch. But parts have started to arrive for the rear end rebuild. I got 4 of the mounts. 2 of my four rear shocks have come in. In the Jag world, the conies are considered awful because they make the ride really harsh, and they're adjustable, but who cares? And then the next, and they're like 150 a piece or 250 a piece, something like that. And then the gas are the next ones. They're also adjustable, which again, who cares? And the best riding ones, per consensus, seem to be the bogies, B-O-G-E. They're like 75 a piece if you go through the usuals. I did some research though, and it turns out that Bogie is owned by ZF, the big German transmission making company, and ZF's premium brand is Sachs. So Sachs is the high end, it's like the Lexus, and then Bogie is the low end, it's like the Toyota. Probably just different branding would be my guess. Take the same product and sell it in the different markets with different price points. But I got these for 45 bucks a piece. These 2 of them I got from Rock Auto. They said they had more in inventory, but they only had 2. But they notified me right away and credited the 2 that they didn't have. And so then I ordered 2 others through Amazon, through one of their merchant partners. Same price, free shipping again, $43 a piece. That one's been disappointing. They claimed to have shipped it on Thursday, but they haven't, according to UPS. But I'm sure that they'll get here eventually. I'm not ready for them anyway. But we're getting the parts in, and then I already had these for the radius arm bushings, and these are exhaust hangers, and I'm not sure what this is, that I had bought before, and those and the rear suspension subframe mounts are by Uro, and Uro is an OEM supplier to Jaguar today, so they should be more than fine for working on an antique. All right, so I did a little bit of final tweaking on the flange piece. You can see the shrinker marks on it. I flanged it so that I'll be able to weld it easier and tighter. Now I just have to build the piece that goes into here. I'll flange that too around here, and see if we can get that puppy in before the race starts. Alright, so now I've taped a piece of Kleenex box to my flanged piece, and then I've used 2 magnets to hold the flange piece in place, and now I'm going to burnish in the Kleenex box so that I can tell how to make the rest of the metal that I need. And what I've learned, and I mentioned this in a previous video, is that it's a lot easier to see the burnish marks if you put the plain cardboard side against the metal, and then that has the advantage that with a lot of this printed stuff, it's slicker. So the burnishing tool, in my case, a Sharpie marker, I use the bottom or the top slides on the printed side easier than it does on the raw cardboard side. And so that seems to work out pretty well. I used masking tape to hold cardboard to the flange piece. So the trick will be burnishing it without separating it from the metal. I'm going to try to video this while I do the burnishing. But you can see where I started here. And so now I should have a completely burnished piece. Should be able to make a perfect pattern. In theory. Never really works out that way. So if you look on the back of the cardboard now, it's really clear where the edge of my piece is. Now what I'll do is I'll have to remeasure the flange, but what I want to do is get about 1/8 of an inch inside of that mark for my flange, and then that way there will be a little trough for me to drop the weld. But it's really clear where the piece is. And what I'll do also is I'll run a marker along the edge of the metal here by my thumb on the cardboard so that I have good registration marks and a couple of vertical ticks as well, and that'll make it easier to get it precisely back into position. And then you can see the registration marks on the shiny side, but it's not as clear and distinctive, especially if it was a more busy pattern like the Shiner box. All right, they're about to start the race, so I'm going to go in, but I am doing a test fit with my cardboard enhanced flange. Got to make sure that you can get it in there. But what I did was from my burnish marks, I measured out 3/8 of an inch. The flange tool does a 1/2 inch flange, so that should give me 1/8 of an inch of a trough to drive my weld. So I'm gonna go watch the race and see how interesting it is, and maybe I'll come back out later. All right, the race is over. So I have my template on here, which I had taped, test fitted, looked good. Cut out a piece of metal to match based on the template. It's obviously bigger. So then I aligned it with my template, marked where I need to cut it, and put some registration marks. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that on the bandsaw, and then we'll weld it up. All right. So I have the piece of flat stock that I cut positioned up next to it over an aluminum bar to use as my backing. I have it held down in 3 places, and so with the backing bar I can put plenty of heat and zip this up. All right, well, got the 2 pieces welded together. did the test fit. It's looking good. So now I'm going to use the marker and reestablish the line where I want to do the flange. Pop the flange and we should be good to go. All right, so I think we are there. Looks really good. The flange fits nice. Have about an 1/8 inch gap instead of the 1/2 inch gap that Jaguar left it with. One thing I noticed in looking at Chuck at Monocoque Metalworks, he sells these panels that he makes, and he adjusts them the shape to match the reproductions, which are notorious for being bad matches. So I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up with wax and grease remover. Then I'll shoot the copper wall-through primer on the flange and call it a day.